Well, thanks for seeing us out. Now, I would have guessed you were friends with Princess Alphin, of all people. I wish I knew how much of what she said was genuine. Hey, Elise. Thank you for taking the time to come here today. Take care on your way back to your lodgings. We will, thank you. Thanks for showing us around. A good night. A good night, everyone. Well, don't worry. I can kind of understand where she's coming from. Don't think no one would have expected Her Highness to extend such a bold invitation to you. I'm not sure that's my fault. Ah yes, I almost forgot. Rean, I have a small favour I'd like to ask of you. Of me? Your Highness. Are you going to ask him? Of course. You see, tomorrow I'll be attending a garden party sponsored by the local government at the start of a festival. Or rather, Merkia's father invited me to attend. Yes, I do seem to recall hearing that myself. That's the one in Crystal Garden in Mater Park, right? Indeed. Anyway, let's not waltz around the matter. I was rather hoping you would join me as my dance partner, Rean. What? Does that mean? Do you think Her Highness knows that old saying, a dance today, a wedding tomorrow? I'm sure that's fully in the realm of tabloid speculation. Still, there's no denying that many will interpret it that way. Hold on a minute. I mean, it would be an honour, but it's too great of an honour for someone like me. Oh, not at all. Your father may be a baron, but the Schwarzers long had deep ties with the Imperial family. I apologise if this comes across as rude, but inviting you would likely create less opposition than if I was just to invite you cease. I see. Well, I can't deny that. You don't need to apologise. I find your choice rather fascinating, actually. You cease, you're not helping. Anyway, I really don't think I'm the man you want. Sometimes I can barely even keep from tripping over my own feet. Is that so? Lisa once told me that she asked you to help her Francis refine her points of ballroom dancing. In fact, she said you were an excellent dancer. You stepped lightly and very gracefully. Is that not true, Rean? I understand. It was rude of me to trouble you with a petition like this on such short notice. And besides, I don't suppose you could have much interest in dancing with a little girl like me. No, that's not what I meant, Your Highness. That's my sister, alright. She really knows how to twist the knife. Your Highness, please, you too, Prince Albert. It looks like we're having fun. I had no idea the Imperial family was such a lively, cheerful bunch. I get a feeling they aren't all quite like this. I see now. How could it not have crossed my mind? Perhaps the truth you already have your heart set on someone else. Was there someone you're already courting? Ah well, I'm possibly dying to know which maiden has conquered the battlefield of your heart. Wait, I'm gonna get this one. Very well, I shall relent this time. However, next year I'll be 16, just like your sister. That's when I'll be making my debut into high society, so I'll be very happy if you'd give my invitation some thought. Well, aren't you the lucky one? Her Highness really seems to have taken on a liking to you. You really ought to just have accepted her invitation. It might have led to something truly unexpected in the future. I doubt it. Seems like she just took an interest in me because I'm her friend's brother. She didn't seem all that serious about it, so I figured she was just trying to tease the two of us. I can't deny it seemed that way. But I got the impression that wasn't all that was going on there. You weren't the only one feeling nervous that whole time. Princess Olivera was even more unusual person I'd heard. No doubt about that. Seems entertaining to be around. To think, but he's the one who made Class 7 possible. Seemed easy going, but hearing him talk about class made what we're doing feel even more important. Besides, he gave us plenty of useful information, including the fact that the board of directors seems to have our own agenda for us. I have no idea what they're planning, but their motives seem incredibly suspicious. Hearing about Flux's background was kind of threw me for a loop as well. I would have imagined he used to be a bracer, maybe because you don't really see him around anymore to begin with. Our rank is pretty much more or less the highest rank you can be as well. I'm sure you knew about our history fee. Yep, the guild is every Yagi Corps' main competition after all. Probably ran into a few times during operations. Really? Unbelievable. I'd almost forgotten about those good old days. Hey, it's Teach. Instructor. How long have you been there? So, looks like you finally found out about my work history, huh? I guess that kind of tarnishes my ravishing adult charm then. I hate to break it to you, but you didn't have any to begin with. Did you hear an old maid sighing? What was that? Good evening, everyone. Captain Claire. It's quite the unusual combination. Let me first assure you, this wasn't my idea. The governor's asked me to tell you about tomorrow's field study is being put on hold. Instead, you get the exciting opportunity to have this lady and her goons with their evil schemes. What? Evil schemes? Sir, could you maybe not try to put me off entirely before I had a chance to explain? Actually, there's a matter I'd like all of you to help us with. We'll discuss this with the governor and decide what is the best way to handle the issue. If you'd be so kind as to get on board, I'll explain everything to you at command post. It's getting interesting. Terrorists? I'm afraid we have no choice but to define them as such. Unfortunately, we have no clue as to their aim, or nor do we know the names of a group's members, its size or history. At present, it doesn't even seem like the terrorist group has established a name. That's a lot of unknowns. Would I be correct in assuming that a man we met in Nord Highlands was trying to start a war as a member? So here's one of them, eh? So his name was Gideon, or G. So that's what the man you encountered in the Highlands was up to. He does sound like a terrorist type. You think this group are going to try something at a summer festival? We're currently operating under that assumption, yes. The summer festival lasts 3 days, but unlike other festivals in other provinces, first aid garners much attention. It's been a month since citizens of Nord. I intend to make their next move soon. Tomorrow is a likely time. I'd have to agree. Terrorists do love their time in the spotlight, after all. And considering how easily Gideon gave you his name, I'm betting we'll start seeing him acting more openly soon. First, you gather arms and other like-minded allies in secret. Then you reveal yourselves with a bang, and then you keep going in quick succession. That's a typical terrorist MO. I see. And you want us to assist with countermeasures against them? Right, the RMP will be joining forces with the Heimdall military police to bolster capital security. Unfortunately, as big as the capital is, I can't say with complete confidence there'll be no holes. That's where you come in. You'll be assisting with security measures as a reserve force. But I'm sure it'd be nice if if a guild was still active here. I would have come as a mighty handy right back now. Yes, I don't disagree. So, you do know the RMP has no involvement in the guild's withdrawal from the capital, right? Oh, really? I mean, your boss and that brother of yours could hardly make their opposition to the guild more obvious if they tried. Well, those two really seem to have a messy history. Sure looks that way, especially where the guild's concerned. Well, it sounds like your brother's been keeping busy in Crossbell recently. What's it going to be? Whether you choose this as your field today or task tomorrow, it's totally up to you. If you decline, there are plenty of tasks the governor needs to take care of. Summer festival is a busy time after all, lots of details that need to be squared away. I think I speak for Group A when I say we'll be glad to join in with measures. Group B the same. Alright then. Well, thank you for assistance, everyone. Let's move into confirming the patrol route you'll be following. I'm suddenly suspicious of every cat I see. Wow, this place sure brings back memories. Almost about a year and a half ago, I was swing by you at least once a week. Really? I'm surprised if I'd seen you around here before then. Well, I didn't get to know your sister. Fiona, right? Works as a piano teacher? Seriously? Wait, she did say she knew someone who worked for a guild. Guess she's talking about the instructor. Still, an instructor. What is it that caused the guild to withdraw? I've been wondering that for a while myself now. The guild used to be pretty active in Erebonian, right? Well, yeah. Red Vet Corps was a guild branches all over the country being blown up, but I'm sure you didn't know that. The corporates were a Jaeger Corps hired with a nasty bunch, the guild is at odds with. Well, it still is, but anyway. Thanks to the dependable ally, we're able to defeat the Jaegers, whereby then the Imperial government had its eye on us. Started making life difficult for us, took away most of the guild's authority in the country, leaving our hands tied. Eventually, the branches started closing one by one with no real prospect of a reopening. Instructor. Don't worry, your dad might be a city's governor, but he wasn't involved. A certain friend of his, however, was very involved. You're talking about Chancellor Gilead Osborne, representing the Imperial government, I assume? Ibnis Crowley is in the Imperial Intelligence Division. It's kind of like a sister organisation to the RMP. Anyway, after that I was out of a job, and that's what Principal Bandit came and offered me a position. Started as a combat instructor last spring, and after that I wound up being chosen your class's homeroom teacher. Still help a guild from time to time. That's how I ended up here bringing our Jaeger princess here. Knock it off. So that's what happened. You mentioned that a Jaeger Corps was responsible for the attacks. What was its name? Oh, it wasn't the same group thieves to one with. They were called Jester, not particularly high-ranking outfit. Worried about me? Well, I did suspect it was likely a different corps. From the sounds of it, the Jaeger Corps we belonged to was a pretty large one, though. Oh, definitely. She was with Zephyr. Their leader was the insidious guy known as the Jaeger King. In their combat speciality, Zephyr had it covered. Though we only corps on par with regard to Constellation, it had its roots in berserkers of the Middle Ages. It caused plenty of trouble back when I was still a full-time bracer. Look who's talking, you caused yourself pretty much trouble yourself. It's hard to believe this all happened to people we actually know. Yeah, it sounds more like a story out of a novel. Anyway, the terrorists you're hearing about aren't part of a Jaeger. I figured that was the case. Generally, Jaegers are more interested in just two things, money and fighting. Getting a guy you encountered in the Nords doesn't seem to fit the description. I had to guess it says acting up some deep-seated grudge. It's not hard to say anything for sure. I've never met him myself. From what I understand, he did seem particularly tenacious. He was definitely that. Which means we're really going to have to step it up on our patrol. Your involvement is just a precautionary step. If you're going to help, give it your best, I say. Seems like your teamwork is smoother than ever, so all the better. Anyway, it's late, so get your report written and get some sleep. I'm going to go crash in the empty room upstairs. The instructor never does change, does she? You sure? Seems more talkative than usual. Feels like she was pushing herself. She did seem far more forthcoming than usual. Maybe she's feeling a bit weird back in her own old workplace. You might be right. So I guess we're not really in any position to be worried about her. We'll just have to do our best to coordinate with Group B.
You're moving up in the world.
Yay, rank A6 apparently.
I've got a little reward here for you.
Like a gladiator bout.
Keep up the good work.
Next day, 1 AM. So not really the next day at all then. Something's going on at port. A hooded figure. Never a good sign. Was that Gideon?
The time is finally at hand. At last, the hammer of judgment shall rouse this indolent capital from its slumber. Yeah!
Well, he got a crowd, does he? Crowd of...
Comrade G, all of the necessary preparations are complete. But it feels like you have so few men accompanying you.
Wouldn't it be wise to call in a few others for backup?
There's nothing to fear. As long as I have this flute, not even the railway military police stand a chance of stopping us. Tomorrow, the people of this land will at last know our name. My dear comrades, I shall be counting on you all. Yeah!
This Gideon's not the final boss, I know that for certain. He's not serious enough. He's not hidden enough. Day of a festival. Alright, I'm going to check on Group B. Give me a call on Arcus if you find anything. So expecting Captain Claire to be our point of contact. I was expecting you to agree to cooperate with them. Not exactly delighted about working with them, but things are looking pretty serious, so I'm helping them Miss Once as acting your point of contact. Anyway, see you later. Tell Fiona thanks for breakfast. Right, we should get moving too. Guess I see it's going to be packed with people since it's the first day. So what do we have? Chapter 4. Nothing. There's literally no quest showing up right now. So I guess we're going to get some kind of quest. Don't think I need to equip anything. No, everything's fine. You tell you what, before I do anything else, I'm going to save a game here. So until then, thanks so much for watching, have a wonderful day, and bye-bye.